afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, June 16th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. Once we embrace the fact that we are the masters, that what we create, we direct, we create. Mastering the ego and the mind, and understanding what this means on a broad scale. Knowing that the body is not you, that you are not I, that you're beyond all physical. In fact, you're beyond consciousness. And this is the journey for all of us to discover this. And the distraction is what we've literally created is this external world that keeps us distracted, cold, outside ourselves. A lot of us, we entertain ideas like, you've heard this statement, money is the root of all evil. How many times have you heard that through your life? Money is the root of all evil. And here's another one, money doesn't grow on trees. And I heard that as a kid. You know, money is the root of all evil, and money does not grow on trees. And sure enough, you believe that, you end up, it's an inevitability that you end up manifesting, moving energy into form, creating a reality, pretty frustrating financial situation from those negative beliefs, other people's thoughts. That's what they are. That's a thought. Money is the root of all evil. That's a thought. That's not your thought. And money doesn't grow on trees, just to name a few. And some people will say that they've come to the point and felt so financially stuck that it felt like they were drowning from the inside and swimming in a frantic financial doggy paddle just to stay afloat. And how many people are like that to pay the bills to get by? But when you come to the full conclusion, understanding that none of that has to be with you, you can surrender to all the drowning experience and lack of, and you begin to realize is that you are the one, no one else is, only you are. You're the one that creates all of it for you to experience. So see, that's why those thoughts are tricky, because when we're growing up, we hear that. A lot of us have heard that. Not just once either, saying I can't afford that, or, you can't, that's not possible. Can't afford that. And you make all those statements, but when you're growing up, you hear those statements more than once, and those are thoughts that you embrace, that you don't know you created. I don't think any of us know that we actually create it, for the most part. I don't think we know that we intentionally create the lack of and the attitude. I believe that many believe that they don't have that, they're not that powerful, that they don't have that ability to shift gears, to change everything, a turn on the dime. And we do. But see, you try to convince somebody of that. Unless they're open to themselves and understand to, just a little bit, just a fraction, that they literally are the masters of that body, of this life. And that doesn't mean that they'll know everything, that they'll create everything and they're aware of everything that they create. because that would just be so boring and be unreal. So we definitely create things that we aren't aware of. And to funnel that, I mean, I've seen people in the worst of straits, and they made the determination to shift their gears and take a different direction. And literally, I've seen people within 24 hours change everything about their lives. And it all depends on how you, all of us, accept things. You know what I mean? Where they'll come in and you just roll with it instead of fighting it. You know what I mean? Something can trigger us that is so insignificant, but it will trigger us. As I've been, someone, you have a new vehicle and you come out of the grocery store somewhere and it's got a scratch on it or dent. Now, that's an instigator, and that will determine the course of the rest of our day. It will, because some of us will get so upset with it that it will just feed and expand throughout the day. So our energy and frequency goes way down into the toilet, and so we attract more of it and more of it. Okay? So it's really being aware while we're in these bodies of who and what we are. I mean, really, truly. When we become that aware, then we're able to direct our thoughts, not thoughts that aren't ours, from the heart mind to the ego mind. And then we create. And we don't stop creating. We don't ever stop creating. People say, well, I'm not focusing on anything. How can I be creating? Well, because of the fact that you have subconscious, conscious, and habit. And a lot of the time, the habits we aren't aware of. We're not consciously aware of being in these different habits where we're on autopilot, automatic, and we're literally manifesting these things all the time. And doubt in our direction, add lack of trust in ourselves, in the universe. These all play major roles in how we navigate and what we experience in this life. That's how it works. Now, see, we get so carried away and so misguided because of the fact of the ego mind running us. And when we have that, we're looking at all the things that we bring in. And we don't see them at first, but until they're right up in our faces. And it all depends on how we respond to those thoughts. It's all it boils down to. How are you going to respond to it? Your air conditioning breaks down. It's 98 degrees outside. How do you respond? You just roll with it? Just go with the flow? Why would you do anything else? Because if you notice, because I know all of us have gone that route where we just say, not a biggie. It really isn't a biggie. Why would I get irritated and upset about it? It is what it is, so we'll just take care of it. That's it. Most of us can't do that because we're so habitualized through the ego mind on controlling us and sending us where it wishes us to go. And there's a couple of twists and turns. When you intend, here's the here's the tough part. When you intend there are factors involved. Now, you have full trust in the universe and yourself, faith and trust, and you intend whatever it is without guilt, and you let it go. But see, you may get excited about it, and then you may want to visit it too much, or there may be something that's pressuring you, situation, time elements, whatever, that you get challenged, you get tested, okay, because you have a timeline that you have to meet, and there's not much time, and you're trying to figure out how can that manifest. Say you start doubting, and when you start doubting, and the universe hears you, and it doesn't manifest. Doesn't come reality. Move energy into form. It doesn't happen. And this is what gets so frustrating for a lot of people. But that's what it takes. It takes total trust. Absolute. Not a smidgen of doubt ever. And that's easier said than done. Because you know how we get that, we start going, I wonder if this is really going to happen. Time's ticking, boy. It's getting short. I wonder, what's going to happen. How is this all going to come to be? How is it all going to come together? And there's people right now experiencing those very situations. I don't really see anything happening. Why isn't it happening? I intended it. But see, you get in the way of it. You get in the way of yourself. So you intend it, and you forget about it. That's about how easy it is. You don't fixate on it. You don't do anything else. You don't attach to it. Because then when you attach, and then you have high expectations, you suffer. Because if it doesn't occur, and that's usually the reason it doesn't, because of your expectations and attachment, it's a letdown. It's a disappointment. You've done it. We've all done it. None of us are. You're expecting something or you're wanting something, and you kind of get overboard. You start figuring out things and wanting to do this and that, and I think we'll do this and do that, and that actually blocks it because your faith is it'll be here. Not even an issue. It has nothing, and with you, try and figure out, how long is it going to take? How long? When? Where? How? And that blocks it. Okay? Because you send that intent out, and that's it. That intent. And you leave it alone. And that's because you have the trust in yourself and in the universe. You don't have any doubts whatsoever. And you move on, maybe to something else that you want to manifest. But when this civilization gets to that understanding, they'll understand that they've always been in command. They just didn't know it. They've always been in command. You come out, you go up to somebody and you say, "Well, you're in command." And they go, "What do you mean I'm in command?" Well, you can create anything you wish. And they kind of look at you like, oh, okay, sure. See, we have, as a civilization, I believe that it's with a lot of civilization, is that a lot of us seem to think that we have to be better or higher than others. Okay. Like, somebody wants to become somebody. Somebody special, somebody higher than others, somebody holier than others. I've run across that a lot. I know this, that, and this, and this, and this, and this, and I've got all these documents and proves it. It doesn't matter really at all. And the more you fight, the more you succeed, the farther away you are from your own being. Because we become more and more tense, more and more worried. Our life becomes a constant agony. The fear of failure, fear of failure. Even if you have succeeded, the fear that somebody may throw you away from your position. A man who lives to achieve something can never be peaceful. A man who lives to achieve something can never be peaceful. Isn't that interesting? So on one hand, you have created this fiction of bold action. And perhaps you think, meditation needs bold action. It needs only relaxation. It needs dropping the very achieving mind, forgetting that there is any future, allowing this moment to be enough unto itself, rejoicing in it. And the next moment will take care of itself. If you could rejoice in this very moment, you will be able to rejoice more in the coming moment, because you will become more and more expert in rejoicing, in dancing, in singing. And you will become more and more confident about yourself. That you need not be somebody else. Whoever you are capable of enjoying the ultimate ecstasy without being rich, without being in power, without being world famous, without being a celebrity. You can be just a nobody, and yet all the treasures of existence can be yours. Because they are not outside of you, any of us. We are unaware of our own inner richness. There's a famous statement of and I know you guys have heard it quite a few times, a British historian: power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I don't think that's necessarily true. Everybody is full of violence, greed, anger, and passion, but has no power. So he remains a saint. To be violent, you need to be powerful. To fulfill your greed, you need to be powerful. To satisfy your passions, you need to be powerful. So when power comes into your hands, all your sleeping dogs start barking. Power becomes a nourishment to you, an opportunity. It is not that power corrupts. You are corrupted. It is not that power corrupts. You are corrupted. Power only brings your corruption into the open. You wanted to kill somebody, but you had not the power to kill. But if you have the power, you will kill. It is not that power that corrupts you. You carry corruption within yourself. Power simply gives you the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. Power in the hands of a man like Gautam Buddha will not corrupt. On the contrary, it will help humanity to raise its consciousness. Power in the hands of Genghis Khan destroys people, rapes women, burns people alive. Whole villages are burned. People are not allowed to get out. It is not power. And this man, Genghis Khan, must have been carrying all those desires in him. It is almost like when rain comes. Different plants start growing, but different plants have different flowers. Whatever is hidden in your seed, whatever is your potentiality, power gives you a chance. Because most human beings are living so unconsciously that when they come to power, all their unconscious instincts have a chance to be fulfilled. Then they don't care whether it kills people, whether it poisons people. Power is misused because you have desires that are ugly, that are an inheritance from the animals. In a better world, the first things should be we waste almost 1/3 of life in educating our children. And that 1/3 of life, time should be given to cleansing their unconsciousness. So by the time they graduate from their university and they have some power somewhere, somebody will become a police commissioner. Somebody will become a governor. Somebody will become a prime minister. If they do not have anything in their unconscious that is poisonous, destructive, then power cannot be misused. Who is going to misuse it? Power is neutral. Power in itself is neutral. In a good man's hand, it will be a deep, eternal, loving offering. In an unconscious man's hand, it is going to be a curse. For thousands of years, we have condemned power without thinking that power has not to be condemned. People have to be cleansed or cleaned of all the ugly instincts that are hiding within them, because everybody is going to have some kind of power or other. It does not have to be great power. You may be just sitting in a railway station selling tickets, but that too gives you power. You are standing at the window and the man does not even look at you. He goes on turning his file. And you can see that he is not concerned with the file. He simply wants to show you your place. Even the person sitting outside the collector's office behaves as if he is the president of the country. So it is not a question of where you are. Wherever you are, you will have some kind of power. Aurangzeb, one of India's Mohammedan emperors, was so impatient that he could not wait for his father to die or to become old so that he could succeed him. He imprisoned his own father, became the emperor of the country. His father had remained busy all his life. Now, sitting in prison cell, he sent a message to his son. At least arrange 30 boys so that I can teach them the Holy Quran. And the comment that his son made to his courtiers is very significant. He said, that old man does not want to lose power. Now he is no longer the emperor, but 30 students teaching them the Holy Quran will again have the power over those small children. Psychologists comment that people who are afraid of competing in this life and becoming powerful choose a simpler way. They become school teachers, small children, and you can harass them, beat them, although it is illegal, but it happens all over this country. There are reports that there are cases found, but the government goes on hiding those facts. For the first time, it has been accepted because it has become too much that teachers have hit the children so hard that they have become chained They've hit the children so hard that they have become deaf for their whole life. One boy, his own father chained him. For almost 10 years, he remained chained, tied to a pillar in the house. He has almost become like an animal. He cannot stand up. He can only move on all fours. And because he was forced to live in darkness, he has lost his eyesight. Even parents use power. Teachers use power. Husbands use power. Wives use power. It does not matter where you are. If mankind comes to understand the deep psychological roots and changes man's unconscious so that these are no seeds, and there are no seeds, power could go on reigning, but there will be no flowers of corruption. Otherwise, power is going to be misused always. And you cannot take power from people's hands. Somebody must be a mother, somebody must be a father, somebody must be a teacher. And the only way is to cleanse people's unconscious with meditation. Fill their inner being with light. It is only meditation that gives you a clean heart, which cannot be corrupted. Then power can never be misused. Then power can be a blessing. It is going to be creative. Then you are going to do something to make life more lovable, more livable, to make existence a little more beautiful. But that great day has not yet arrived. And to make an effort for the great day to arrive, all the power-addicted people are going to be against you. It has been again and again and again asked, why is the whole world against you? They are all power-addicted people. And I am trying to make man a pool of serenity, peace, and silence, and love, and ecstasy. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside out. And you naturally relax your body by being aware of it and understand that there's a lot of absorption dealing with stress, fear, anxiety, worry, pain, frustration, hurriedness. I mean, there's just a lot. And when we relax the body, it releases all of that. It really doesn't serve any purpose. It never did. It never has. It never will. So why would we carry, some of us for years, this baggage, this stress, this worry, this fear? Because we become comfortable with it. We can become comfortable with it, even though it's not our natural state of being. So the body responds, becomes tight, rigid, withdrawn. So by letting all of that go, and one of the better ways to do it is just to address it, give it love and walk through it, and it'll be gone. Because when you do that, you'll know immediately, because the body becomes light as a feather. It's not having any cares, worries, stresses, or fears. They're all gone. If it's like a hot air balloon. If you're going to soar, you got to dump out all the weight, all the ballast that's in that basket, or you're going to stay on the ground. And that's what a lot of people do. They're so weighted down that they can't fly. no matter how hard they try. So it's just like letting go of the ballast, weight in that basket, dropping it out, and then you will fly. You let go of all of the issues and angers and hatreds and fears and worries and stresses that you carried. Let them go. And the body becomes light. And you move into the now, which means you still the ego and the mind. You still the subconscious mind. That's it. You're not in them. They are not running you. You're viewing them. You're not judging them. You're viewing it. You're learning how to master them. And the only way you do that is in this meditation and meditation period where you're looking at your ego and your mind and you know that they are illusions. It'd be no different if you had a really fast car and go 200-300 miles an hour. It'd be no different than this is all right. It'd be the same as the ego mind running you and mastering it. If you could put a monkey in there and trusted the monkey was going to keep you safe as it drove that vehicle 200-300 miles per hour. That's about what you're looking at with the ego mind. Great servants, horrible bastards. So when you still the mind, all that chatter and noise that none of us are exempt from it. We get bombarded by tens of thousands of thoughts 24/7. And the majority of them aren't ours. They're everybody else's as we were growing up. All we're hearing, all these sayings, all these things that we picked up, like a sponge. But none of them were our thoughts. They were others. And they keep coming in to this day, don't they? So then you discover that these aren't my thoughts. That's not my thought. I don't really care where it came from, but in mine, I'm not the one that instigated it. So you let it go. The now is the space between heartbeats. It's a sacred moment, the moment. It is all we have. We don't have a past, it's dead. We haven't even created our future. We're only in the now. That's why, and this is an incessant habit that civilization has gotten into. You've got to create. You've got to plan. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And I've talked to so many people that have, planned things, and it was a total disaster. Nothing went right. Kind of like the universe giving you a heads up saying, this is probably not a recommended direction. When we're in the now, it is where our hope is. When we're in the past, we're lost. When we're in the future, it doesn't exist, we're lost. And the past used to be now, moment to moment. Deader than a doornail. Nothing moving. Dank, still. But yet some of us, we go into the past, but we just have memories. And so we embrace those memories. They have fun, they're triggered by different things. But we don't sit there and stay there. We move out of there. Some of us, though, will stay there and we'll take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past in that future. And a lot of people will say to themselves that they keep ending up in the same place no matter what they do. Others of us, when we intend, but we don't let go. Okay? We intend, but we don't let go. So when we intend, we hold on to things, and the things that we care to have happen through the universe don't happen. We suffer. I mean, this is so, it's very simple. If you keep your thoughts in the direction of what you don't want, this means worrying, stressing, fearing, it's going to be delivered to you. It is just about every time. But how many people do you know are consciously aware of that? The now is our power. Wherever you're focused on is the now. How do we stay in the now? Our breath, our divine positive energy. And why is it divine? Well, the reason it's divine is because soul comes into body, powers up body. Body starts functioning. Lungs start operating. Produce breath. Breath is oxygen. Sustains the body so that the soul can continue to inhabit the body. So whenever you wander off, you wander off, thoughts carry us just like clouds passing by, grab onto one rock. You can be focused on one thing very intently. Yet, you find yourself wandering off in thoughts that aren't even yours. But the fun part is that you're consciously aware of it. And so very gently you say, oh, okay, I'm wandering off, not a biggie. I'll focus on my breath. I'll be in the now. You're in the now 3,000% of the time when you focus on your breath. So in other words, all the time when you focus on your breath. And the breath is super powerful. Sustains us, focuses us, relaxes us. I mean, it is absolutely powerful. And to stay in the now is the vibrational frequency is the truth. That's where we should spend our time. It will end the suffering that we put ourselves through. Now, when you, as not the body, but as the God, the soul, and you look at that body, and you see that there are 7 wheels of light starting at your tailbone going top of your head. These are energy vortexes. Sometimes they're called chakras. And you, the God, flows through these. The positive, divine positive energy breath flows through. And everywhere the God flows touches everything in that body. There isn't one thing that you, the God, doesn't flow through. Emotions, everything. I mean, massive understanding that these energy vortexes, these chakras, they're the conduits for you, the God, to move through. And you learn as you flow through them. Like you see the red wheel of light, which is the root chakra, which deals with our survival. Food, clothing, shelter, finances. And it's blocked by fear. So our survival, if you're with a group of people and it is a survival mission, if you panic, you're not going to survive. And what is fear? A thought from the ego mind, because the ego mind is insecure. So it generates the thought of fear. And then you embrace it and live it. And we go to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra. This is our pleasure, sexuality, joy, bliss, ease, and kind of just easing through life. And have you ever been in a situation where everything just fell, you got a day and it's just, everything's just boom. From the time you got up all the way through day and evening night, it's just been absolutely blissful and wonderful because there hasn't been any obstacles, no interruptions, and it's just flowing wonderfully well. Just happy, just wonderful. And it seems in a lot of cases that the ego mind voice comes in and says, this can't last forever. You know that feeling you get? It's not really a voice. It's a feeling you get. It's probably mixed with guilt, fear, and other things for the ego mind. And, you say to yourself, yeah, I know, it's probably not going to last forever, but I'll enjoy it while I can. And that's what happens. It doesn't last forever. Could it? Absolutely. But we look at it on this planet as that was a good time because everything was flowing and everything. Boy, it'd be great if that could ever happen again. Say, we don't know that we are the ones that create it. So we go to the yellow wheel of light. This deals with our willpower. This is our solar plexus chakra. And it's blocked by shame. So your will or your direction is shut down by shame. Another illusion. When you move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, this is our ability to love. And it's blocked by grief. When you're in grief, you're incapable of love. And then we move to the throat chakra, the blue wheel of light, deals with our truth. And it is blocked by lies. Then the indigo wheel of light, this is our third eye chakra, deals with our insight, and it is blocked by illusion. And then the violet wheel of light, crown chakra, this is our direct connection to the divine, deals with our cosmic energy, and it is blocked by ego attachment. This is where you, the God, are blocked in these energy vortexes running through every part of that body. Okay? Diverted. So it makes a lot of sense to know the body, both physically and etherically. So we flowing, you, the God, flowing through the chakras, which basically take you through all the emotions and all the organs and all the tissues. We float to the top of the head of the body, and we hold there. We are one, we are God, and we are love. And in that short time, we're compressed and condensed into pure liquid energy and released over the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these physical forms because it connects us to all the particles of existence, which means that eventually you'll learn how to be many places at the same time. Now, none of us have a fully functioning, happy, healthy pineal gland. It's functioning. but not clearly. And as soon as this liquid energy is poured over, you can see it however you see it. I see it as a great bowl rosebud. And as soon as I pour this liquid energy over it, it immediately transforms into a massive, fully bloomed rose, multicolored petals, and it's sending out these shimmering waves and embraced by a wonderful fragrance that saturate, soak, and flood me, head to toe, inside and out. And it is so intense and so deep of an deep eternal love, a deep eternal gratitude and peace. It is immeasurable. It is so absorbing. And then I discover that the roses be the God, and the God is the rose. It's like these bodies we're in. Higher self, spirit, soul. Ego mind, heart mind, subconscious mind. The God, pure consciousness. One. And some of us in this life will discover that we are heaven on this earth. The soul's the heaven, the body's the earth. And every step we take for those of us who are awake are creating paradise. We are creating paradise and shining our light 360 degrees, flooding everything with this highest of the highest high, deep, eternal love. Saturating all life, the highest supreme male in the universe, and all of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep. And some of us, before we decide to leave these bodies, may discover that we are the light. When we leave these bodies, we are the light. We don't follow the light because we are the light. That's a huge discovery. So we could look at this planet, and we'll see a glowing planet of over 8 billion gods, consciously aware, a God planet paradise. Literally, not figuratively. This is what we're creating. It's through our intent. It's through our awareness. It's understanding that we are the masters over the ego mind, that we're not the body, we're not our names. Parts of us, because we're all parts of each other. We're not separate. We reach out to those parts of us that are awake. The ones that are asleep, the parts of us that are asleep don't hear. So we spend our direction on those who are awake to a certain extent. So the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, both of them, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now, the archangels, their civilization have vibrated a different frequency than we knew. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet them more than we know. It's not like when when you meet somebody and you're talking with them and you've never met them before, that's when it rings on you that this is who this is. It's usually after, and that you discover to yourself that whether that was just not a chance meeting, that was an angel. And they're all over the place. You'd be amazed how many there are. But it's always the same message. It's just delivered in so many different ways. And isn't it magna, glorious, spectacular, phenomenal, wonderful, joyous to be alive in these bodies? Yes, it is. Now, they can surround any one of us in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a large number in a small area. Now, the Ascended Masters have mastered ascension in the physical form, out of physical form, old, pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. So we reach out to all of the light energy beings, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and all those, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond them forever. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation. Forming the circle of light, complete liberation on this planet. Now, on this planet, we're only familiar with just a smidgen, because they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which we've never seen. The eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. Now, the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they come in the gugaplex. One gugaplex fills this entire universe with no sacred space to spare. They come from trillions of universes from every direction. And they're with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, galactic, celestials. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, excuse me, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, the complete liberation of this planet. We're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Albion, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed vibrate. And in the Googleplexes, they are with us now, consciously. The numbers get to the point where they are uncountable. There are so many. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who ascended out of body in this lifetime, and whole lifetimes that we've inhabited, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming a circle of light in the complete liberation of this planet. And they are with us now, consciously. We're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. The light emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is the purest and the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love. It is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 trillion suns just to come close to its brilliance. And it is flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. All of our brothers and sisters, awake or asleep, head to toe, inside and out, non-stop, eternal. And we begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we come into full contact with this massive ocean of glitter everywhere. It's reflecting at faster than the speed of light, these laser, beautiful colored flashes, penetrating all of us, back and forth, all of us gathered in this meditation. So we find the reflective point, mirrors, these little microscopic mirrors, and we go in and we discover that all of us, always, forever, are teaching and learning from each other. Ourselves, each other. Students, teachers, all at the same time. And this is so valuable and helps us so much once we discover consciously that everybody is a teacher and everybody is a student. Now we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. And then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created. It reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside down, we are imbued with a white fire armor. This is beyond the knight's armor. It emanates from the God source within each and every one of us. It is omnipotently powerful, cannot be measured. And we're protected always. No demon possessions, no possessions at all. No Lord Dark Matter, Survival Matter frequencies. They could come close to us, and they know this. They'll vaporize. Nothing, period, can harm us. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hate, greed, anger, envy, hurry, stress, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough, create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flood again. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are then met with the purple transcending flame. This is a column of light that we've created that you can bring in, transmute all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally vaporized and no more. We are then met by the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created. It reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute, cleanse, purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational frequency and harmony of the highest to the highest high of pure, deep, eternal love. We are then met with a golden white pink light. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we created, that we are the sun. We are the sun sets. We are the sun rises. We're the sunlight. We're the rain and the rainbows. We're the clouds in the sky. We are the trees and the forests. We are the soils. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We're everything. All the animals. Everything is us, and we are everything. So the next time that you see a sunset, a sunrise, a rainbow, and many other divine visions, you will know that it is you. You're the God. You're the beauty. You're the ease. You're the divine perfection. You're the glory. We continue to ascend above this planet, and as we do, some of us decide to step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it, if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We immediately come into full contact with this massive crystal light tower. We created it. It's larger than the solar system. That's huge. In the center column, there is an oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by numerous beautiful, vibrant colored rings of light. And they're all sending shimmering waves out, saturating and flooding and soaking all of us, head to toe, inside down. Non-stop. And the golden yellow wheel of light, ball of light, is pure, deep, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, prosperity, well-being, great wealth, It's endless, and we discover that it is us. It is the God within us. It is a mere reflection to continually remind us of who and what we are. At the top, we design it so the golden ocean can come cascading down, as it's doing right now, 360 degrees, 24/7, flooding, saturating, soaking all of us head to toe, inside and out, with the highest of the highest high of pure, deep, eternal love. And we're all drops of this golden ocean. And we all hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion, over 1,400 of them, with the highest of the highest high intent of the purest and the deepest eternal love, gratitude, and peace, flooding us all, soaking and saturating us all, head to toe, inside down, all life, highest supreme valued universe. Now you can see how this planet is being liberated. It is up to each and every single one of us to choose to be the master, to manifest anything we choose, but to also understand that we must be aware of who and what we are. Because if we aren't aware, we won't. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly, easily. This life is wild. Love is wild. God is absolutely wild. Those who are wild always reach enlightenment. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will be back here Thursday, June 17th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation.